Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and on today's episode of Veg Out, we're making tacos sofritas. Now, if you're a fan of Chipotle, then you've probably seen on the menu the Sofritas burrito. I've never had it, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even try this until I started testing this recipe out for it. So if you don't know what it is, it's essentially tofu tacos. Now don't stop watching the video yet. I promise this juice is worth the squeeze. Tofu is essentially a flavor sponge, and it can have some really great texture. So I'm gonna show you how to create that in a taco form today. We're starting off with some extra firm tofu, and that's important because we need this to have texture. We're essentially gonna break it down like it's ground beef or ground meat. So it's stored in liquid. It's got quite a bit of liquid inside of it still, even though it's an extra firm. So the technique we use to kind of firm this thing up is we press it and leave it overnight. Start by putting down a towel inside of a sheet pan. Then we're gonna take that tofu, wrap it up in that towel. Another sheet pan on top, and then something heavy to weigh it down. We'll use this Dutch oven. After leaving that in the fridge overnight, it's gonna look like this. You can see how much of that moisture has been squeezed out and soaked up by the towel. Now it's nice and firm so we can actually grate it. Just take the box grater here and run it right through it like it's a block of cheese. So it essentially just looks like grated cheese at this point, but this is going to give us that ground meat kind of texture. Before we get to cooking down the tofu, we're gonna start on our sauce for our sofritas. So I'm taking an onion, we're gonna slice up pretty thin, about 2 cups. Now in a 12-inch skillet, we're gonna drop a couple tablespoons of roasted garlic infused olive oil. Throw it on the onions. And we'll get this seasoned up with a couple tablespoons of our Cattleman's Grill Mexicano seasoning. Today we're cooking on the Yoder Smoker's YS640S pellet grill. It's running at 450 degrees with hickory pellets, and we've got the griddle installed. Now on the griddle, we're gonna put down about a 1/4 cup of that same garlic oil so we can essentially fry this tofu. And again with the Mexicano, this time just about a tablespoon. Spread that out and get it coated in the oil so we can get a nice semi-crispy texture to it, just like if you were browning meat. Kind of just let it set in that oil. You can see how it's bubbling and crisping around the edges. So at this point, we'll want to turn that just a little bit and keep developing texture on all sides. Onions are rocking away, starting to get a little color on them, starting to soften up. Let's go ahead and break down our garlic, and we'll get ready to add that and the chipotles in. Using the microplane again today, one of my favorite tools in the kitchen. Breaks it down super fine so it just melts right into the sauce. Just 1 clove in there. So we got a 1/4 cup of chipotle and adobo sauce. Break that guy up a little bit. Give this about a minute or so to start cooking that garlic, and then we'll move on. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of tomato paste. Work that in there. And then 1 can or about 3/4 of a cup of pineapple juice, and we'll just let this simmer and reduce down. Our ground tofu is now popping and hopping, so I'd say that this is looking pretty good. Got some good texture on it. We're ready to pull this off, and then we'll add it to the sauce once it's thickened. So we can see how that liquid's really concentrated down now. We have more of a sauce, not so much of a soup. Let's go ahead and fold in our tofu, which I just had a little bite of. It's nice and crispy. This will soften that up a little bit, but that's the reason why we try to get it crispy, so that it still has some good texture when it hits the taco. Heat is off now. We're just letting that tofu soak up the flavors of the sauce. Back to the griddle now, putting down a little bit of avocado spray, and we're gonna toast off some corn tortillas. Just a little bit more avocado spray on top of there before we flip these over. Now I'm gonna just do these 1 row at a time because I also wanna get some cheese melted on them. So kind of work in batches here. and done some pepper jack. Let that melt into the tortilla. And we'll work in batches now that the cheese is melting to pull these off one row at a time. We'll start putting these together now. Add our sofritas filling to our cheesy tortillas. We're gonna come in with some freshness, sliced romaine here. Let's go down the line with some crema. This is just sour cream with a little lime juice and water added. And a little bit of cilantro right there on top. You know I need some hot sauce on my taco. Today I've chosen Where Did the Mango because I think that mango is gonna work really well with the pineapple. That is really good. I don't mean to sound surprised. I've admitted that I'm not an avid tofu eater, but you guys aren't gonna miss the meat in this one. It is totally worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out atbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.